I got interested in family issues when I started seeing that people weren't doing so well in workplaces as I thought. And I went to schools and taught, and people were complaining about that pupils weren't as active and as psychologically healthy as they were some decades ago. And so, you know, being a consultant, being interested in trying to find out the inner workings of things, I started looking into that. And my interest was trying to look for how can you achieve human potential in Sweden? What are the possibilities to achieve your full potential? And I found problems in many areas, and then it was in the family area that seemed to be the most, where in Sweden you're pretty much financially forced to leave your child in daycare at around 16 or 18 months of age. And I heard women complaining, especially women complaining in workplaces, saying that was so painful to leave my child there. I didn't really want to do that. Why did I do that? And at the same time we had a discussion, this was 8 years ago, about sick leave in Sweden, which was very high. It was among the highest in Europe of sick leave, especially among women. And when they looked into it, it was a lot of stress-related sicknesses and diseases that they had. So I was started researching on this and found, of course, that there's a direct relationship between lack of intimate relationships and stress. Actually, intimate relationships is the place where you recuperate from stress. Human beings can get very stressed as long as you recuperate after a day or two. I began looking into that, and it became quite a project for me. And of course, the fact of having 3 children of my own in Sweden, and I was brought up in Sweden at a time when you lived in an apartment and you played with your friends outside, and the mother was at home, and the mothers knew one another, and you knew one another. And I was expecting that when I had my first child in the beginning of the 90s. And you know, where were all the children from the playground that I was expecting? They were all in daycare. So it seemed like we had a big relationship problem in Sweden, building on separating small children from parents, separating parents from also their bigger children. And I went into this, and you know, 5 years later I had a 600-page book explaining, you know, the basic title would be in English, Following Your Heart in the Social Utopia of Sweden. And of course Sweden is hailed as the social model. And they had expected outcomes that were quite high, and one can see now that those outcomes have not at all been realized in many respects, and that there are real problems with psychological health among our youth that's plummeting, school results that are plummeting, very high sick leave among women, exceptionally high rates of sick leave among women working in daycare.